Hi everyone, welcome to Sandy K Nutrition Health and Lifestyle Queen podcast. We are live here at the Miami Biohacking Congress where there are over 30 exhibitors and there's some amazing lectures where we are all like-minded individuals learning about how to optimize our wellness. And today with me I have Mr. Jim Poole. I call him Mr. because I don't know why I call him.
Because I'm older.
Maybe.
She respects thy elders.
I do. And he is the CEO and president of NuCalm. And NuCalm is all the rage these days. I've been using it myself since I think it was March when we first spoke. And I cannot say enough great things. It has truly changed my life. And so with that, welcome, Jim.
Thanks for having me. Thanks everybody out there from lovely Miami, wherever you may be. I know there's a cold front going around a lot of the areas of the country. It's 83 degrees here, a nice balmy breeze, and quite beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely different from Toronto, where I'm from. Yes. So let's start with what is NuCalm? Because you're kind of everywhere these days, Jim. You're everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because we need to be.
I know.
People can't use something they don't know about.
So what is it? Because it's hard to really explain when I like to show people, but maybe you can explain it.
There's several different ways we can do this. For the left brain engineer, we can talk science. For the visually needed, we can do show and tell. Let's start with it's magic. It's a miracle. It is the perfect antidote to the poignancy of our stressed out times. And it will change your life. And the coolest thing about it is it's a humble little package and it sits by your bedside or goes on the road with you and you're like, how does this do this?
Yeah.
We are using electrical and chemical messaging to downregulate the stress response by managing with gentle guidance your brainwave function. So we don't really understand brainwaves. It's a frequency, it's a vibration, it's a resonance, but we do understand when we accelerate our brainwave or we decelerate it. Meaning today is Sunday, got up 5 o'clock, I did NuCalm for 50 minutes to prepare myself for a great day, and I had a cup of coffee. My brain started to think faster. That's not a miracle. It simply increased the frequency of my brain. So when you're dealing with stress, the more stressed you are, the faster your frequency is. Anywhere from 20 hertz to 30 hertz, all the way up to 38 hertz. So with NuCalm, our goal is to create an easy-to-use, predictable solution that puts the control of your stress in your hands by down-regulating and slowing down your brainwave function into alpha and then into theta. I know most people don't understand most of what I just said, and that's the simplest form I can share with people. It's a tool that allows you to slow down, unplug, restore, and recover to activate the life that you deserve and get away from fear and anxiety and stress and worry, all these things that we burn so many mental calories on. They're not necessary. They don't help us. This does.
Now, your background, you were a therapist, right?
I did therapy in the state mental health institutions for 5 years.
Yeah.
With some of the most unlucky humans. Many multiple diagnoses, paranoid, schizophrenic, schizoaffective, borderline personality disorder, heavily medicated. Most come from a history of abuse and catalyze into mental illness in their teens or 20s. Very difficult population. I loved it. I found myself gravitating to insanity as opposed to being to help them. I learned a very valuable lesson. It was in my 20s. I thought I could change the world. My parents are both psychotherapists. I'd seen a lot of really cool things happen for humanity. But I learned a valuable lesson is this. I can't help anybody who doesn't want to be helped. Mm-hmm. I can barely even help myself. So that turned my path to hard science. So then I pursued hard science. And then that path was 8 more years of school. And I was like, no, and I went to business school. So I've had a background in science and certainly a background in psychology, which has really helped me across every aspect of my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, including with this product,
Yes.
right? Because it deals with a major aspect that everyone deals with, which is stress,
Yes.
right? And okay, so you mentioned alpha and theta. I heard something really cool that I actually interviewed with a doctor. She's a doctor of Chinese medicine, and she said something that stuck in my mind. She said all the healing takes place in theta.
Yes.
So I was like, wow. So if you're doing just talk therapy, how are you healing, right? Like, so there's so many there's so many modalities to wellness, to really healing from stress. So let's talk about how NuCalm gets you in those states.
Theta, THETA, is a frequency range of 7 hertz to 4 hertz. It's below alpha. Alpha is relaxed state in flow, transcendental meditation. There's many ways to heal, but if you don't liberate your mind from dominating your body, you don't get access to that opportunity. Our body is a closed loop ecosystem, and it knows how to heal thyself. It's our mind that overrides it.
Yes.
So when you can bring the brain to theta, you win, because the body knows how to heal itself. You can engage in cognitive behavioral therapy, but if the brain is oscillating in an anxious state, worried state, depressed state, isolated state, there's no permeability. You're not learning anything. You're not creating what's called neuronal coherence. You're not coherent with your heart and your mind and your stomach. You're not making any progress, maybe incrementally small. Theta, the more time you spend at theta, the more time your cells restore. Now, why is that? There's 3 things that are happening in theta. Number 1, your cells are doing their cellular maintenance. Your cells, trillions of them, get dirty. They need to be cleaned. In theta, the only time, second stage of sleep architecture, is when the cells clean their toxins. So cellular maintenance is really important. 2, your mitochondria, which is the energy source that allows your cells to do their job, gets restored. So that's the cellular recovery of theta. What's happening when you're in that state, more importantly for the physiological specimen for our body, is we're slowing down our respiration to 1 breath every 10 seconds. Not by coincidence, 10 seconds is kind of a really important pattern. It's the same pattern that waves crash in the ocean. Everything's kind of related. There's a connectivity to all things in life, all mathematically derived. So when you breathe 1 breath every 10 seconds, 6 breaths a minute, you're oxygenating all aspects of your body, but most importantly, you're here. And so if you have trauma, fear, anxiety, stress, worry, there's no blood flow here with oxygen-rich red blood cells here. The resources of my reptilian brain are occupying it. Your reptilian brain is there to protect you, but it's very greedy. And it has a lot of tools and a lot of secret ways to get your attention. Well, in theta, your attention comes here. So if I am traumatized, there's no cathartic one moment. But over the course of accumulation of time, every time I'm in theta, I'm creating new wiring. I'm not losing the memory. I'm separating the memory from the emotion. It's unbelievable. And it's necessary, because if we don't resolve our conflict, if we don't resolve our trauma, not only do we live a miserable life, we die a miserable death. And that's not fair. And so we're all kind of trapped up here. And any tool, meditation, any mindfulness, deep breathing, yoga, tai chi, any tool that can present theta brainwave function, can activate the vagus nerve and create parasympathetic dominance, is a tool that allows your body to heal. It's fundamentally important to our existence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to make a bold statement, but it's my statement. So this is not medical advice, but it's my statement. I'm going to say that NuCalm is helping me get through menopause as a 52-year-old woman, which is huge, because there are many times that I don't sleep well. And so when I don't sleep well, I know I need to NuCalm that day. in order to be functional, in order to kind of because the fact is, if I don't sleep well, then I'm more anxious, I'm more stressed, I'm not going to have a good day. So I know I have to NuCalm that day. I can carry on with the rest of my evening and have a good day and go to bed and have a good night's sleep. If I get woken up too early, this is another issue that happens a lot with women in midlife. They wake up too early. So I know if I'm waking up at 4 o'clock and then my brain starts to oscillate, let's say, I use the deep sleep. It puts me back to bed so that I can sleep until 6 or 6:30 whenever I need to. So it's a bold statement, but it's helping me tremendously from my own personal experience.
It's not as bold as you think because of all the science that we've done.
There you go.
We've been at this for 32 years. The complexity of the brain demands a complex solution. But the beauty of creating a habit, changing the world, and helping people is it has to be easy to use. So over the course of just the last 13 years, we've been working with the Department of Defense, the military, Special Forces operators, AFSOC, BORTAC, BORSTAR, Navy SEALs, the FBI, the hostage rescue team. We've worked with 54 professional sports teams, the US Open in golf and tennis, 58 UFC fighters. You're starting to get the idea. 8,500 doctors, 2 million surgical procedures. We've used NuCalm on 2 million surgical procedures to replace anesthesia. You think it's powerful? So we know that if we can effectively and predictably and safely guide your brainwave to a certain state, you win. We know this for a fact. We also know, because it's math and physics, at certain aspects of the journey, say I listen to Rescue 50. I know at minute 26, your brain's at 4 hertz. My brain's at 4 hertz. Everybody who's listening to it is at the same place. And how this works is the show and tell time.
Yes.
This is biochemistry and physics. What does that mean? We have a biochemical component of NuCalm. It is a disc, a biosignal processing disc. Do not let the simplicity belie the complexity that is in this. 6 years of invention and discovery. Essentially what we've done is found a mechanism using biomodulation, frequency, and resonance, which is like a tuning fork, to present your brain with the frequencies of specific amino acids your body uses to slow down adrenaline. What does that mean? We have adrenaline. Everybody kind of knows that. We also have what's called an inhibitory neurotransmitter. We must have this or else we'll never be in balance. We'll go till we die.
Yes.
So our body knows how to create all this balance. The major amino acid, GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, is the primary body's ability to put the brakes on adrenaline. This is the biochemical aspect of NuCalm. We want to slow down your adrenaline because we don't want to fight the power of your resistance through adrenaline. We work with stage 4 cancer, some of the most fearful people that I've ever met, for good reason. But that fear is consuming them and they're constantly in this state. We work with military, professional athletes, people that are adrenaline junkies, like this. This stops that and allows the real work. The real work is in the form of physics, mathematics, and algorithms. A huge software platform that lies underneath music. We deliver this through an app. Now, interestingly enough, there are no apps out there that I'm aware of that has 32 years and $38 million of patented, clinically proven neuroscience. But we do. And why? Because you're not going to use something on a regular basis if it's challenging, difficult, cumbersome to use. So we deliver this through an app. And on this app, you select the outcome you want. In blue, if you can see this, are the NuCalm rescue journeys, reboot journeys, and recharge. All designed to oscillate you in alpha and theta, recovery, restoration, good health, removal of jet lag, good sleep. Underneath that is Focus. Focus is in green. That's a new product. We launched that in July. 7 years of research. We launched it in July. That oscillates your brain between 15 and 20 hertz. In that state called the learning state, you're focused. You're concentrating. You're comprehending. You're learning more, encoding more, consolidating more to memory, and it's a good thing.
Can I interrupt for a sec?
Yes.
So, for a lot of individuals who are experiencing brain fog,
Yes.
that's a perfect thing to use.
This is incredible.
Yes, because I've been using, not that I have brain fog, but just saying, like, I love it when I want to get a task done in a timely manner, right?
You're busy.
Yes.
You're a mom, you're a wife, you're a business owner. You have a lot of ways to get distracted.
Yes.
This simply says, not interested in distraction.
Yes.
It declutters your brain and allows you to do what you intend to do.
Yeah.
Give me the opportunity to pay attention and I can get it done. Don't give me that opportunity to pay attention and the whole thing gets prolonged. So focus is amazing. It's brand new. I find myself listening to it about 6 hours a day with headphones, and I find myself getting a lot more done, and I find myself happier. When you declutter your brain, you're getting rid of fear, stress, anxiety, depression, and worry, and you're left with, hey, I'm happy today.
Yes.
There's
I
a
love
mood
it.
elevation to it.
Yes.
Ignite is the next one, and Ignite is for peak performance. This is the elite military operators, this is the professional athlete, but it's also all of us. When we are preparing to go work out, when we are working out, you put this on and it negates that inner voice that tells us, we shouldn't get on the Peloton right now. We have much better things to do. I don't engage in that dialogue anymore. Just put on Ignite and go do my thing.
Yeah.
And then we have Deep Sleep. Deep Sleep is the most sophisticated of the platform. It took us 9 years to develop. We launched it last November. It's an isochronic waveform, meaning you do not need headphones. You just listen to it with a speaker. So if you're talking about sleep, restoration and stress management, the combination is NuCalm during the day, Deep Sleep at night. And over time, it doesn't take long, you'll feel it the first day. But over time, we improve your REM, we improve your deep sleep, we improve the restorative nature of your sleep, which in turn allows you to manage stress better during the day. And we change that cycle of high stress, poor sleep to good stress management, good sleep. That's what you've noticed since March. It shifts and then it stays.
And it can also prepare you. I mean, again, I like to always talk from personal experience because people can really relate to that. So in June, it was the first time I had traveled on business in over 22 years by myself. So I used to work in the corporate world. I used to travel and then, you know, my life changed. I had children. I took a break from that. And I don't think I ever felt so nervous about doing that. I started NuCalming right around that time, and it prepared me for that. So it can also prepare you to really take chances in life that you haven't done in many, many years. Because that's what it did for me. And speak, you know, lecture. God, like when was the last time I spoke in front of anybody? Like never. Right? Like everything's behind Zoom these days. When I started my podcast, it was behind a screen. So NuCalm has truly changed my life.
It's wonderful to hear.
It is, isn't it?
It's wonderful to hear it all the time, all over the world.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of the discs.
Yeah.
Now, we put it on our pericardium 6.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So that's an acupressure point that is known to downregulate stress.
Yep.
So it's a I don't know if multi-pronged approach. Is that a good word to describe it?
If you try to reverse engineer what Blake Holloway invented, you will see a meticulous design that doesn't make sense. You know that there was universal intervention. You know there was a bigger thing at play. We have 52 medical advisors on our advisory board. Some of the best mathematicians, academicians, and doctors and scientists in the world. The leading statistical biophysicists from Harvard, mathematicians from NASA, former medical director of the NFL. These are a who's who. 52 of them. For 13 years collectively, they can't figure out what Blake invented. Every little aspect. And it's because the complexity of the brain. So the disc goes on the pericardium 6. It's an acupressure point that creates a meridian to the pericardial sac with autonomic nerve fibers to the brain. You put that on, and within a nanosecond, it's resonating to the brain. It has the frequencies of an amino acid, and the cells start to resonate at that frequency. You're communicating to the cells through electrical messaging. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's necessary because we had to bring a tank to a knife fight. Think about that. A tank to a knife fight. Wow, you're really going for it. We had to. because the brain is so sophisticated and can find all these ways to get out of stuff. The brain compensates in so many ways that you'd have to go through all these different algorithms to figure out what's the brain going to do when I do this.
Yeah.
So we brought everything. If the brain communicates chemical messaging and electrical messaging, and that's the only way it communicates with the body, and you bring both channels, there is no escape route, and that's necessary. So you put the disc on, you put a nice pair of headphones, an eye mask, because we're visually stimulated by light and we don't want any light, and you choose your selection on the app. Within 10 seconds, you lie down, and the first few minutes, nothing happens. Why? Because the brain is protecting you. Your central nervous system is taking care of you. And if I take my eyes out, my ears out, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So we can't just take you into theta. Nothing can just take you into theta. The central nervous system will not allow that. We have a locus of control to protect us. So the first 8 minutes of NuCalm is literally taking you down to a slower hertz, taking you back up. Taking you down, taking you back. And you can feel this. We're doing that because we're literally seeking permission from your central nervous system to say, hey, is it okay that we take you to this really nice place called theta? After 8 minutes, you're there. And this is when you notice you start sinking.
Yes.
And your arms get heavy and your respiration slows down. In NuCalm, you're not supposed to sleep, deep sleep. In NuCalm, you don't move, but your mind wanders. It wanders and wanders and wanders, it's like takes a break. You activate your subconscious. The narrative and the control that we tell ourselves every day to get through our day is gone. So your mind is open. Some days you might have dreams and memories of past stuff. Some days you might worry about something. Some days it may be angelic. I don't know. It's up to us. It's up to our subconscious.
Purple. Seeing
colors.
That's like your third eye, they say.
Yeah.
And for me, I used it intentionally, meaning because I'm a big believer that you can set intentions, go to sleep, and then right, and then we can maybe get into some of that later. The new stuff, if you want to talk about it. But I'll set the intention, and I will start to see visualizations.
Yes.
Because that is what the intention was before I went into that theta state.
Yes.
And so I was visualizing myself on stage doing an awesome job.
And did you?
And I did.
There you go.
I did. So, I was visualizing. So when I have a purpose, sometimes I do it just to, deal with the lack of sleep, if that's a factor, or the stress of having a teenage daughter.
Yeah.
Or, that kind of thing.
Stress of having a teenage daughter, what stress?
What stress? So sometimes I'll use it for that, and then sometimes I'll use it for visualizations to see what's going to come my way. Where can I go next in life?
Yeah.
So I find that really powerful.
It's amazing. And what's cool about it is the science is the same. Humans are the same. We all have hearts, we all have lungs, we all have ears. We all signal through chemical messaging and electrical messaging. The science is the same. There's no specific different product for different audience. So here's what's fascinating. It does the exact same thing to all of us. All of us. But the experience is unique to each of us.
Yes,
Because of our epigenetics, our family, our friends, our conflict, our ability to resolve things, our subconscious, our control matrix, our trauma, our unresolved trauma, whatever it is. This is an opportunity. As the body's healing, the mind has to heal along with it. So this technology, I know it sounds too good to be true. I do. It did to me 13 years ago. But trust me, when you have the only FDA Class 3 regulated medical device, the only patents in the world, when you've done 2 million surgical procedures, you work with the military, professional athletes, cancer patients, for 13 years. It's here, it's real. We have spent 32 years building this, and in this last year we completed the entirety of 41 hertz brainwave function. There are 5 categories of human brainwave function: delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. We have 4 products that take care of all of it. We're done with scientific discovery. we are now starting to tell people. So when you said, hey, you're everywhere, yes. I was featured on CBS.
Yes.
The cover of USA Today. I'll be on the cover of the LA Tribune.
So cool.
There's a lot of stuff happening. Why? Because we have to get the word out. In this state of uncertainty and stress and anxiety and our kids being medicated, we have to tell the world there is a safe, predictable way to downregulate your stress without drugs. And we went from a $6,000 Class 3 medical device to an easier to use consumer device and a subscription model. You can join the NuCalm family for as low as $1.37 a day, whereas you used to have to pay us $6,000 per product.
Yeah.
So we're here, and which leads me to a very exciting future.
Yep.
Jim Quick, Kwik. For those of you who don't know him, please look him up. Quick Brain. This man is, for 30 years, has been training people's brains to read faster, to remember more, to think faster, to overcome negative self-talk, to create greater intention, to get more out of your dreamscape. He's an amazing, gifted teacher of all humans and your brain. He's a brain coach. I've known Jim for 5.5 years. We were really steeped into the science and doing what we had to do. But the more I got to know Jim, the more I started seeing he's probably someone we want to collaborate with. So 17 months ago, we began a collaboration where we are taking our focus physics 15 to 20 hertz. When you're in that state, your brain is permeable, your neuroplasticity is permeable, your concentration, clarity, all of it. It's a learning state. We added emotional composition because you learn with emotion. And then in January, in Park City, Jim and I recorded 10 hours of content together with our music producers and sound engineers. And we've added his methodology to our physics with musical composition. And this triumvirate is going to revolutionize how people learn. What we don't understand as humans is you have to be in a learning state. All learning is state dependent. Meaning, if you're depressed, you're not learning. If you're anxious, you're not learning. If you're sad, scared, isolated, exhausted, lonely, you're not learning. Yet we don't stop. We just go. But you don't encode, you don't consolidate, you don't learn. So stop doing that because it's highly inefficient. But if your brain can get into 15 to 20 hertz, quick state is some of the most magical stuff I've ever experienced. I'm the architect and the visionary of this. So if I'm impressed, you know what's coming is going to be incredible. So I've been testing it for months and we've been building it, and it's changing the control matrix I have of my own thinking. It's changing my intentions, literally changing how I'm thinking. I'm like, this is unbelievable. You put it on, there's no IMAS, there's no disc. Headphones, the tracks are anywhere from 6 minutes and 58 seconds to 20 minutes. There's 9 states. And we are launching this, a web-based delivery, next Tuesday, October 25th. Quick State, powered by NuCalm, will change how we learn. One of the reasons that we're doing this is we have to start taking better care of our children, because we haven't been. And the world we're creating for them is not a world anybody should inherit. So this is poignant, amazing, heartfelt, compassionate, very, very sophisticated. The world's most powerful patented neuroscience, emotional composition of music, Jim Quick. The combination is unbelievable. You're gonna love it. You get it. It's a 1-year subscription. It's sold for $297. There'll be a promotional launch price, probably $100 off. Put it on, change your life.
I'm gonna say I agree that it's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I've only been using it for a short couple weeks, maybe a couple of weeks, and I'm using it because I have a tendency to get distracted, as we were talking about with the focus.
Yeah.
But my distraction has been starting from the moment I open my eyes. And so what this is doing is it's almost reframing how I'm going to outline my day. And so, starting from not getting up and going on social media and checking your emails and that sort of thing. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm starting with the morning, what is it called? The morning?
Wake up.
Wake up. There you go. I start with wake up. And I will not go and check my emails and all of that until I'm done. I'm done, wake up, and then I'll usually when I put my headphones on and I'm brushing my teeth, I listen to Focus because I want to have my morning. I'm early riser. I like to do a lot in the morning, and then cook at night. Like I have multiple roles, so I got to have a lot done in a short period of time. This has changed.
I love what you're saying, and I that's exactly how I've used this as well.
Yeah.
I wake up, I listen to Jim Quick, Wake Up, Quick State powered by NuCalm 3 times in a row, and that's it.
You guys have heard all of this. I mean, there's so much more we could talk about. I could sit and talk to Jim for like hours on end, but you need to check out NuCalm. NuCalm is kind of everywhere now. It's really the thing. So please, Jim, anything you want to add, summarize for us?
Keep it simple. Make this a habit. Take stress. Control your mind. Control your heart. Control your soul. Be patient. Be present in your life. And this is a tool that's easy to use. www.nucalm.com. Come join the family and be a part of a revolution to change how we live.